What a world, DJ on the Mag. What? Still locked in. Even though it's the new year, baby, we rocking it. We absolutely slaying it, and I'm absolutely thankful for the support of you guys. So in this video, we have to go in with the faithful. Beelzemon, baby. You already know Beelzemon's absolute mainstay with the sawn off. That's how we do. And I want to present a deck profile with some new source in the mix. Obviously, we've had the LM set, so what does my deck look like now? So if you want to stick around and see what popping, then grab a seat, grab a drink, and enjoy. And if you're new to the channel, like what you see, make sure you subscribe. Take that notification bell, baby, because I do videos on the reg. Without further ado, let's play the card. Let's get that deck profile going. Okay, starting off with the eggs, we're going in with the starter deck. Yarmon is going to be your best choice in regards to playing Biels, because it's just going to help you just get your trash filled up, because when attacking, if the Digimon is a wizard or demon lord in trait, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. Absolutely valuable. You don't need to be running any more eggs than that, because hopefully you'll get the job done just like that. So going over to now the rookies. Rookies run a solid 12 up in this beep. So we're going in with our starter deck, Impmon. Definitely the best Impmon in here in regards to having it in your stack, because getting rid of the floodgates is definitely imperative, and this is what this brother does, is because when a card is trashed from your deck, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon, and that's the strength of purple. It goes based on level. The actual warp ability that this SR Impmon has is pretty nice and can come clutch, because if you have 20 more cards in trash, this Digimon may digivolve into a Beelzemon from your trash for digivolution cost of 3, ignoring its digivolution requirements. Definitely handy to get back in the game. Then we go in with the 4 Impmon X. This is just once again great for additional draw if you're in raising, because it's going to cost you absolutely zilch to evo into this on top of an Impmon. And then it's on play, and when digivolving, by trashing one option card from your hand, you may return one Digimon with the evil, wizard, or demon lord trait from your trash to your hand. Great ways to get pieces right there. And also inheritable, once again, facilitates your game plan, is because when attacking, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. Perfect. Then we run the 2 BT2 Impmon. This is just great to kind of get out and once again be aggressive, and also hopefully die and get its on deletion, is that you can trash the top 3 cards of your deck. Very handy right there. Also, it adds a bit of pressure onto the opponent, because effectively this is a body that ideally it leaves them in a sticky situation of either, yeah, I'm gonna have to delete it, possibly they start trashing the deck and we could gain absolute value off that, or we're going to just swing into security and hopefully die and also gain value. So it really puts them in a pretty much an awkward predicament. Then we combo that up with a BT6 Impmon. So this is a new addition right here, because we have changed up the option ratios, and I feel like, yeah, get a bit more value off of this boy. So this one right here is great for that kind of recursion, because you are able to trash a card from your hand, so that can literally be anything, and then you're able to return a Digimon with 7 great demon lords trait, or 3 musketeers from your trash to your hand. Value, absolute value. So you can get this off your scrambles, which actually comes clutch. You might be able to get a rush Biels, which really helps out in, obviously, in terms of your in-game kind of situation. And then we run the one of Impmon from EX2. Once again, this is just that kind of high roll card. If you do proc this from the top, well, trash it from the top of your deck, because effectively you're then able to then trash up to an additional 3 cards from your deck, which is very clutch and obviously can accelerate your game plan. You can get a lot of value off of your cards that you do trash. It's on play, I ain't gonna lie, isn't great. More because it searches your Tamers and searches your BLs, but absolutely bottom decks the rest, which is pretty unfortunate. 9 out of 10, you can kind of get both, but most of the times you are not getting anything, which can be quite detrimental. Its inheritable is very powerful, because it gives your Beelzemon additional 3 KDP, which is huge, and we definitely miss that because our Beelzers do not hit up to high DP thresholds, unfortunately, off of the off the imps that we do have. So that concludes there for the rookies, solid 12. Now going over to the champions. Champions, we run a 9, which is very nice right here. Obviously, our mainstay is going to be the Beelzemon promo. You do get these from the starter deck, but these are particularly the Judge Pack ones that you do get in terms of the alt art. This is just great because when it's trash, you're able to gain the memory. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And you can obviously, there's ways to essentially stack that on top of your deck. And then it's when attacking really comes up quite clutch in terms of manipulating your trash effects, because you may reveal one purple card in your hand and return it to the top of your deck, which once again, that manipulation of trashing certain cards to get value is always welcomed. We then combo that with a Beelzemon X antibody. This is just great in regards to, one, if it's in raising, you get an additional draw because it costs you Evo to go into this. Or cost you 0 to Evo into this. And then when digivolving, you're able to trash the top 2 cards of your deck. If Beelzemon or X antibody is in the source, you don't get that effect, but this Digimon then gains blocker to the end of the opponent's turn. So you don't get both of the effects. It's kind of depends on the scenario right there. So say if I was Evoing on top of this off of an Impmon, I would get essentially the trash 2 off the top of my deck. If I was Evoing on top of the Beelzemon, I would just only get the blocker till the end of the opponent's turn. So very situational what it can do, but it can give you pretty cool lines of play right there. 9 times out of 10, you kind of get in the first effect of more than the actual blocker effect. Then we just round it off with the Wizardmon from the starter deck. Witchmon from the starter deck. I do like this because it does enable us to, when digivolve, trash the top 3 cards of the deck. That extra card can really come clutch. And also the Inheritable gives us additional 2k DP, which once again, we do need those DP gains in order to swing over big bodies of the opponent. So yeah, you can cut it and just run 8, but I do like the Witchmon, does come in handy. So that concludes that for the champions. Now going over to the Ultimates. Ultimates we run a solid 6. Looks a bit low, but honestly 6 is pretty much the average. We go in with the starter deck Beelzemon. Once again, still strong Beelzemon in terms of what it does. When digivolving, be able to trash top 3 cards of our deck, which once again facilitates our game plan. And then also when digivolving, this Digimon gains on deletion. If you have 10 or more cards in trash, you may play one Beelzemon from your trash without paying the cost. And this is to the end of the opponent's turn. So if they're planning to delete you, you just, once again, you're going to get your Beelzemons out. And we do have a plethora of Beelzemons in terms of EX 7 BLs, which is absolutely detrimental to their game plan because it's going to digivolve them, which is very handy. And also we do get rushed there as well. So it can be really aggressive play in regards to obviously putting this on. We swing, we die, we bring out a EX7 BLs that has rush, we swing, and then, you know, we do digivolving and all that jazz. So really, really powerful. It's inevitable, is glorious because obviously we're going to be getting that 2000 DP, which is always welcomed right there. So definitely got a complaint on that front. Then we go in with the BT10 BAL. BT10 BAL is going to be fantastic for us in order to effectively have a different line of play in terms of Evo in the back and then pushing out. And then from there, we can get the when attacking, when we do attack, is that we're able to trash up to 3 cards from the top of our deck, which once again, with our inheritables that's going to be trashing, that's a lot of cards with just one swing. Then the on deletion is that if we have 10 or more cards in trash, we may play one Beelzemon from our trash without paying the cost. Huge, absolutely huge. And then we round that off with the Beelzemon X antibody. This is just a great way for us to get our X antibody option, which is great. Also, it does have essentially the similar effect of our starter deck Bal, is when we do digivolve on top of our Wizardmon. What we're able to do there is able to effectively trash the top 3 cards of our deck, which is fantastic. If we Evo on top of our Beelzemon, however, we won't get that effect, and we will be able to delete a level 4 or lower Digimon, which, once again, getting rid of a champion is always welcome. And to top it off, we do get the your turn when this Digimon has Wizardmon or Demon trait, we do get an additional 2k DP. So obviously stacking that on top of your Beelzemon it means that our Beelzemon's pretty strong. So that concludes that for the ultimate. So going over to the Megas. Megas haven't really necessarily changed. So we'll quickly go over these. So it is going to be the EX6, not EX7. EX6 with Beelzemon. This is just really, really strong in regards to what it does. It kind of accelerates our game plan. It does have Rush. It does Evo for free. So no real changes there. I think you just get maximum value because it does give us an option to Digivolve 2, which is pretty huge if we do have 10 or more cards in trash, which is 9 times out of 10 we will. And then the all turns will never happen because that's related to the 7 Great Demon Lord deck. We combo that up with the Beelzemon X Antibody. This is just literally just burning their security. What I found is that burning their security is probably more safer than us kind of swinging in, but we do get value if we do swing in, depending on obviously what when dissolving effects are currently active. But this just enables us to just shred that security based on our trash totals, is because we be able to trash a security card from the opponent's security if basically every 10 increments. So if we have 10 in trash, we're burning 1. If we have 20 in trash, we're burning 2. With 30 in trash, we're burning 3. Really powerful. Also, the undeletion gives us that nice bit of recursion because we're able to play a Digimon with Impmon in name, being quite important, from your trash without paying the cost. Huge. So now it's got a bit of lingering effect right there. And also on top of that, if we've evoed on top of our Balmon into a Beelzemon and we manage to keep turn, obviously we've still got that lingering undeletion effect, which obviously can be quite massive value if we then can obviously evo into Beelzex. Obviously they delete us. We then effectively can play out a Beelzemon and also play out an Impmon value. We combo that up with a EX2 Beelz. This is just, once again, very strong in regards to everything it does. If it's trash from the top of your deck, you're able to play a Impmon from trash value. It does have when dissolving and when attacking, and these not once per turn. We're able to trash up to, or may trash the top 2, not up to, the top 2 cards of our deck. And then we're able to delete the opponent's Digimon level 3 or lower Digimon, but for every 10 cards in trash, we're able to increase the level of what it can delete. So if we have 10 in trash, level 4, 20 in trash, level 5, 30 in trash, level 6. Gets powerful as the game goes on, which is beautiful. And the fact this is not once per turn is fantastic. Round it off with the Beelzemon Blast Mail. This is just your finisher, which is relatively strong. And also, when we trash it, it also provides some form of deletion, because similar to the Beelzemon EX2 is that we're able to delete a level 3 Digimon if it's trash from security, and then we're able to increase the maximum of that per 10 cards in trash. So once again, if we got 10 cards, deleting level 4, 20, level 5, so forth. Really good in terms of what it does. Having that unsuspend, powerful as well, and gain that memory, and also just finishing up game. Concludes there for the Megas and all Megas. So going over to now the options. Options have a few little tweaks here. So first off is going to be your Death Slinger. Once again, absolutely powerful. Should always be running this at 4. Just your main form of deletion, which is great, and this just gets stronger depending on how many cards are in your trash. So if you got 10 cards in trash, that's effectively be deleting level 5s, 20, level 6. It's powerful how this card goes. But basically gaining the memory is going to be great, and obviously for us, there's so many ways for us to stack this in our deck in order to get the value. Always winning. Rival's Barrage is going to be your form of deletion, your form of recursion. Yeah, it's just absolutely cracked. Easy 3 off. Can run it at 4, but I feel like 4 can be a bit bricky. But 3 is just the perfect amount right here. Definitely cannot complain on that front. Then the new additions is going to be now the Scrambles. The Scrambles, I've replaced these instead of the mental training. I feel like Scrambles, you just kind of get more of an instant value versus the trainings. It's a bit more of a slow kind of delay. And I've never kind of found that I've always needed the kind of the reduction cost of Evo more instantly than kind of setting it up. But also the security effect is able to basically play out our Impmons from trash, which is great. And also, you know, our start of your turn, we're able to essentially stack our deck, and also able to play out an Impmon, which can be once again very core in what we need to be doing, because if we have enough memory and a way to get back to our Beelzemon EX6, it means that we actually can swing for game, because we'll have rush at that point, which is once again strong. Then we have the X antibody. X antibody is just great for us to end game with our Beelzemon X antibody on the swing, which is always good. Even proc out for someone from security, gain of memory, absolutely laughing. And then on top of that, we do have our Beelzemon X that can recur this card, which once again beautiful. And then lastly, we run the 7th cluster. It's just like the opposite way of how Rival's Barrage works in terms of its deletion. It does delete the lowest instead of the highest in compared to the Rival's Barrage. But the thing from this is that we can activate this from trash once we evo into our Beelzemon X antibody, getting rid of any potential threats on the opposition side. So once again, fantastic. And this is why I do like BLs, because it's just got great ways of removal whilst it's not really disrupting its game plan. That concludes that for the options. Now going over to the Tamers. Tamers, we already know what the mainstays are, and that's going to be the 4 Ayamako. Still run at 4 just because it's pretty much part of your win con. It's just so powerful what it does. The fact that it's a free cost, value. The fact that it actually searches your main line, perfect. And then when we evo into a purple Digimon, by suspending this Tamer, we're able to basically stack one of our cards from our hands, which is purple, to the top of the deck, and then we get able to gain a memory. Perfect. Like, absolutely. If you get these stacked up, it's just curtains. It's just so in your favor, because you've just got that nice bit of manipulation, and you can control how much memory you get to execute the plays that you need to execute, while still having some form of randomness to your actual trashing effects right there. So that concludes for the Tamers and also the deck profile. Let me know what you think. And there you have it, guys. Beelzemon laid out, ready for you to tweak and adjust. So what's my thoughts on Beelzemon in this court matter? Beelzemon is pretty much where it's always been. Beelzemon is ignorant in regards to its strategy. It just does what it wants to do. It doesn't need to essentially pander to what the opponent's doing. It will just do what it's doing, and that is just literally maintained throughout. There's not many lists that actually have like any form of floodgates or anything to kind of slow the opponent down, just because there's no point. Like, most of the time, Beelzemon's gonna probably trash that card from the top of the deck, and then literally you don't really want to use your rivals to grab that card to play a floodgate, which can be easily bounced. So Beelzemon is pretty much just kind of a little bit in the waiting room till 2.5, where it does get its additional support, which I cannot freaking wait for. But the Scrambles definitely open up a different line of play in order for us to effectively reduce Evo cost more reactively than kind of setting up what we did with the trainings. As well, we do get benefit if it's propped on security, because we're able to play out a purple Digimon with 2k DP or less, which is actually of value there, which we cannot complain on that front. Definitely an amazing set of plays that you can do for us to recur pieces and so forth whilst getting another body on the field. And then obviously it enables us to basically stack any key cards that we need to either win game or disrupt the opponent from winning the game from us. So overall, I think the Scrambles is definitely a sweet addition, and it's pretty much the common trend that we see in most decks. Scrambles is just such a powerful card, which help a lot of decks. But with BLs, it really does help out that archetype, and it'll only get better in 2.5, which I can't wait for. I honestly can't wait for, and that's why I've been chasing the majority of the old art stuff, because it is definitely going to be a deck that I will be piloting when its debut of the support that comes out. So overall, I think BLs is BLs. It's selfish, ignorant, and will just do its game plan. Unfortunately, it can be a little bit slow, but also it can ramp up pretty quickly, given that you've got the right line and so forth. But hey ho. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, smash it real like a standard. Stay safe, stay fly, and let's keep it real in 2025. That's your boy D Dread, off the mic.